try to drink himself to death.
What's he doing here?
The next time the supply boat docks, Miss Morgan and I will steal it.
The first time you mess up, out of here.
If you sabotage my case, I will walk.
Give up, you're surrounded.
Don't ever sneak up on me like that.
So this is a drill. You pretend I'm a guard. How do you explain all this?
I'm enjoying the scenery.
At night?
I'm a moon worshiper.
And the map?
Cartography's my hobby.
Well, this better be good. It's impressive.
Can you tell what it's missing?
No.
Okay. Take a look through these. We got about 100 yards. See those sandbars?
Vaguely.
Well, you are gonna have to steer around them, so you better remember where they are.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Hey, the one good thing about having Helena for a mother is that you know your way around a ship. Okay,
Remind me to thank her.
look down there. About 20 yards down. See if you see that tall dune grass. See it? Okay, look.
All right.
Okay, that is where we're gonna hide until the crew leaves the boat. Once they're out of sight, whew, we swipe that ship.
We swipe it. You know, you're very thorough.
Thank you.
But there is a flaw in your plan.
What, that you didn't think of it first?
No. You're not prepared for the inevitable. Shall I tell you, or would you like to guess?
Hey, Alexis, it's me, Nicholas. Look, I just wanted to say that I think I'm going to skip Luke's trial. I don't really want to hear the details the night my uncle died, so... Unless you do need me. So if you do, please call me. Bye.
Lucky, I hope?
No, man, it's machine, just plain phone tag.
How do people avoid their families before answering machines are invented?
I'm not avoiding Alexis.
Yeah, whatever. I could teach you to keep your relatives happy without actually speaking to them at all.
Oh, well, obviously you come from experience.
A message a day kept my mother at bay. I breezed through the summer on that one. And tonight, I'm relying on chicken soup. If this doesn't work, I'll try pasta.
So, how are you getting to the hospital?
Limo.
Oh, really? Whose?
Good point. Mine's in the shop.
Well, I'll drop you off.
I'm fine with walking.
In the dark?
Well, that's what streetlights are for.
Okay, great. Well, have a nice hike.
You know, on the other hand, if you're desperate for company...
No, I'm not.
You know, the problem with this soup, it could make me a target for wild dogs.
Yeah, and I just pity those dogs. Come on, I'll drive you. So what's the occasion?
You're in the hospital.
What does the other guy look like?
Hannah found you unconscious, AJ.
Thank God she called 911. You have any idea how much you drank?
Considering how I feel, not enough.
You were comatose.
You've made yourself desperately ill, son.
Had a guy pass out at his home. Where was I?
You were in your room. You were barely breathing.
You literally poisoned yourself with alcohol. You were half dead when they brought you in.
Sorry about that. Better luck next time, huh?
AJ, your family was terrified.
We love you dearly, AJ.
It's all right. I'm indestructible, remember? Now relax, okay? What did you do? Call him in with our itinerary?
Jason got here first.
What a coincidence.
Lucky, relax. Elizabeth was just as surprised as you are.
Lucky, it's a good sign. We're on the same track, which means Emily and Xander have to be close by.
Did you find out anything at the pool hall?
No. Xander's friends weren't there. What did you get? Anything we don't know?
Well, that waitress behind you ID'd Xander, so he's definitely known in this town, and it makes sense he'd be headed here. There's a footbridge to Canada. When he tries to cross over, I'll be there.
So will I.
Unless that's a picture of somebody else murdering Stefan Cassadine, I suggest you put it down and we get on with your briefing, or don't you care about your defense?
He's listening.
Oh, how can you tell? Is there an on-off switch?
Only visible to me.
Well, maybe he needs a couple of new batteries. You know, the trial is in the morning and I don't want to work this way, so if you're not going to focus, neither am I, Spencer.
Hey, look, number one, there's no body. I repeat, no body. Number two, there's no witness to this cadaverless crime. Number three, there are no fingerprints on very suspicious evidence. Shouldn't you be taking notes, or you expect me to sit up all night and make flashcards?
Do you think that this is going to be some kind of a walk in the park?
No, he doesn't. It's just a relaxation technique.
Well, he shouldn't be relaxing. We should be preparing, because the district attorney is no dummy.
The district attorney seems to have missed the day in criminal law where they talked about reasonable doubt. Did you sleep through that, too? Because I'm sure Alexis can explain it to you.
You know something? You're giving me a migraine. Why don't we all take a deep, cleansing breath and let's start from the top.
This whole case is a frame-up. Now, if you can't get that across, stand back, and I will. Just put me on the stand, and I'll take care of
And
all...
you will get up there and you will hang yourself.
It may not work for you to testify.
I didn't kill the creep. What's a problem?
Well, okay, let's talk about what your relationship was with the deceased.
I'm not convinced there is a deceased.
So, you're suggesting this case is meritless.
It's a joke.
Okay. By now, the judge already hates you, and the jury is not favorably impressed.
I'm not running for office.
You need to look sympathetic.
Forget sympathy. Stick with the facts.
Okay, well, let's talk about the facts. Let's talk about your alibi. Where were you the night that Cassadine was murdered?
Which side again were you planning to build?
The jury needs to be able to relate to you.
Yes, and it wouldn't hurt to win the press over, so you need to be...
Oh, the hell with the press! The hell with the
Okay, well, then
press!
you just got cited for contempt of court there. Now, once again, what was your relationship with Cassadine?
I hated him.
Hated him, huh? As in you wished him dead? You would threaten him with bodily harm over and over again, you know, in front of a lot of witnesses?
No, not over and over again, just constantly.
Guilty as charged.
You know, if you want to play doomsday court with this idiot, go ahead. I'll meditate.
Great, that ought to help.
You know, between his arrogance and his love of the Dalai Lama here, he is headed right to Sing Sing.
You're fired.
Stop
And
it.
you're headed to the big house.
All right, everyone, just calm down.
No, I'm going to tell Dara that he no longer has counsel, and she will appoint someone from legal aid.
He didn't mean that.
And you can tell them how to run your defense, and then every other Sunday you can work on your appeal from prison.
All right, stop. Sit down.
No, I'm
Now.
not sitting down here. Look at him. Look at it. He looks like a terrorist. He wants me to put him up on the stand? I don't think so.
Be transformed by tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's a good one. How are you going to do that?
Because he's a master of disguise, right?
Right. Who do you want me to be tomorrow?
Well, someone that looks clean and innocent.
A clean-shaven pillar of rectitude.
Fine, but this pillar of rectitude is going to testify.
Well, then I quit. Okie dokie.
You know something? Depending on how this case goes, his testimony may be all we have.
Oh, good. Let's get ready for a good hanging.
He's no fool. Do you think if it comes down between his word and the evidence that he's not going to rise to the occasion?
Well, it depends on which side of his prison cot
He's going to wake up in a cell. Need I say more? Why don't we see how things go and then we'll make up our minds, all right?
Okay.
Luke? He says fine.
Fine. But you got to stay on him, because otherwise I'm toast. Ah, come to concede?
For you. Summons? For what trial?
The People versus Spencer. I've added you to my witness list.
You can't do that.
I already have.
So who cares? You're on my side.
It's just a ploy to keep me out of the courtroom.
You can't do that. That won't work, will it?
It may.
Until such time as I call her to testify, Miss Davis is barred from your trial.
Boat docks. Crew gets off. We board. You steer. I cast off.
They'll never leave the boat empty.
Okay, so there's a guard. You jump him.
And while I'm occupied with him, another one lunges at you.
I can handle that.
How?
I'll lunge back.
Show me.
I will figure it out.
As you go along? I take it you've never had instruction in self-defense.
No. But I'm very strong.
So are Helena's henchmen. Now pretend I'm one of them. Back up. You're trapped.
Okay.
Come at me.
Okay. Ow!
Okay. What now?
Now you sneak up behind him.
So your life is in my hands. Are you comfortable with that?
Okay, back off, and let's do it again. Okay. This time you come at me. Slowly. Slowly. Come on.
Sidestep, grab, twist.
Like that?
Oh, that was excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Now what?
Now you beg for mercy.
Well, now I throw you overboard unless you can think of a way to stop me.
Bam! I do that. How about that?
Oh, that's good.
Okay, see? I'm lethal.
Well, you can let go now.
Oh. Okay. I didn't hurt you, did I?
You're very powerful, but no.
Show me again.
No, I think you should get some sleep.
I'm way too excited to sleep. I need practice. Come on. Let's do it again. All right. Oh.
Well, that was a first for me, having my own personal bodyguard.
Well, I only came to protect the innocent people who are unlucky enough to get in your path.
Right. Including my mother?
No, you're on your own with that.
So you can leave now.
And let you wreak havoc on the way home?
Nicholas, what is this really about?
It's about Emily, you know. I can't stop thinking about her. Where she is she okay? And since there's nothing I can do to help right now, I think...
Look, how about you deliver the soup to my mother and tell her that I'm in the stacks doing some research for some independent study project, or better yet, tell her I'm an intern for some big law firm.
Would you really want me to do that?
No. It'll be more convincing coming from me.
So how long are you going to keep up this act?
As long as I possibly can. Or maybe I'll be inspired tonight and actually tell her the truth.
You know where I stand.
So you are leaving?
Well, I'm gonna go grab some coffee, so I'll meet you back here.
Well, Stick around in case of an emergency.
Thank you. You'd be surprised.
Right. My mother will tell me she's absolutely delighted I dropped out of the college of her dreams.
Or you might look out and she could be in there asleep.
I'm here to visit a sick person, but I obviously have the wrong room.
Come here, you. Oh, my big girl. Gia, honey, you know it's so sweet of you to drop everything. But
I brought you some dinner. I hope chicken soup's okay.
wonderful. But I'm okay now, Gia. It's time for you to go back to school.
I think AJ could use some rest right now.
Honey, your dad and I are gonna be right outside.
Good night, son.
You don't have to stay. I'm okay.
If there's anything you need, don't hesitate.
We're praying for you, darling.
I'll check on you tomorrow, okay?
Don't go.
Whether AJ admits it or not, he knows that you love him.
He has no idea. None at all. You'll keep us posted.
So what now?
Well, there's a couple of options. So the easiest one is that we check AJ out in the morning.
What would that accomplish?
Depends on if you want to keep things quiet around here.
Oh, Tony, publicity is the least of our problems.
I agree with you. Which brings up the other option is that we place him on a protective hold and start detox.
He'd be furious.
Well, what's more important, Alan? Making AJ happy or keeping him alive?
I know that I should say something clever. Give me a minute, I'll think. I'll think of something.
No. You don't ever have to be clever with me.
I'm going to call the dean of students first thing in the morning.
Don't. Mom, you don't have to. Everything is fine.
You've missed classes, assignments, God knows what else.
Mom, it's handled. You shouldn't be worrying about this or anything else.
I don't worry. I take charge.
Oh, fine. Then take charge of getting well and leave everything else to me.
Gia, I want you to keep up with your grade point average.
There are more important things.
Your scholarship is riding on your GPA.
Mom, it doesn't matter. I'm not in school.
What?
I took a temporary leave of absence.
Oh, Gia, no.
Just until the winter term starts. It won't affect my average. I already spoke to the advisor, and she knows about you getting sick.
You'll be way off track for law school admissions.
Well, then I'll take summer school next year, and I'll still graduate on time.
Time for your meds.
Will they stop her from stressing?
And put her straight to sleep.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Any requests? Chinese food, pasta?
When does the winter term start?
Give her that pill. Give her 2. Bye.
Hey, how'd it go?
Oh, the good news is I told her the truth.
Yes, I mean...
The bad news is she freaked, so I took it back.
And that worked?
I'm an excellent liar, getting better every day.
Listen, it all comes down to trusting your instincts. You'll level with your mother when the timing feels right.
Yeah, hopefully, before she buys a new outfit for my Supreme Court swearing in.
Nicholas, my darling, I've missed you. And who's your little companion? A hospital employee?
We tapped Nicholas's trust fund.
He basically offered bribes to his friends in order to get information. That's how we got here. That's our story. What do you have?
Well, have you seen the bridge? Lucky it doesn't take any cars.
That's okay. We don't have one.
No, I'm talking about Xander. Whatever he's driving, he'll have to leave behind.
Well, all the better, right?
Did you tell the cops about this bridge?
Xander could panic. I don't need that.
You're absolutely right. We can handle this.
No, Lucky, it's a one-man job.
You're gonna need backup.
Somebody has to take Elizabeth back to Port Charles.
No, we're not leaving until Emily's safe.
I don't need your help to get my sister. I'm going after Emily alone.
You have no intention of calling me to the stand. Sister of the victim, close to the defendant. You have important details I need to help build my case.
Oh, come on, Darren, let's not be so transparent.
She's out of the courtroom until she's called.
And when you don't call her, you think nobody's gonna notice?
I've revised my strategy. It happens all the time.
Can she do this?
Unless a judge rules otherwise. Not very likely. We'll see about that. Excuse me, gentlemen.
So are you going to try to get me to testify as well?
I'm feeling unusually generous tonight, so
I can tell.
the mood won't last.
Okay, well, then let's get the deal on the table.
I'm considering it.
We accept. Hey, drop the charges, release my client, and we won't sue for wrongful arrest.
Murder, too.
You can forget that.
I have an airtight case.
Then why are you here trying to peddle a deal?
You owe it to yourself to at least consider my offer.
Considered. Rejected. Anything else?
Good night, and thank you.
It's your last chance, just so you know.
We'll see you in court.
Huh. You keep that up and we'll cinch this.
Yeah, well, she would have gone for a guilty plea, you know, and 25 to life.
She's got nothing, Baldwin.
Okay, listen, do me a favor. Have the guards hose you down tonight. I want you clean and respectable. See you in the morning.
Hey, is there any chance that Alexis will show up?
You'll have Laura for moral support.
I don't need moral support.
When has that ever stopped her?
Hey, Laura doesn't need this, Baldwin.
Couldn't agree with you more. But who's going to keep her away? Now, tell me, you have the sense God gave a goose, and you told her about the trial?
I'm chief of neurosurgery.
Well, in that case, I would know you. But I don't.
Well, then you recently had a brain operation?
She's a friend.
With the name. What's yours?
Mrs. Gia.
Oh, you're Sicilian. And where's your family from?
Brooklyn. And yours?
Greece, but it's close to Sicily. You shouldn't try so hard to fit in, my darling.
I'll walk you to the elevator.
There are certain family traditions to uphold.
And I'm well aware of the Cassadine legacy. Intrigue, murder, betrayal.
You must have one scary coat of arms.
Well, your little friend lacks polish, among other things.
This conversation is finished.
No. No, it has just begun, unless, of course, I have managed to make my point.
Are you going to leave, or should I call security?
Nicholas, have you forgotten? I am acting head of this institution, and I'm also the executor of your estate.
And you don't get to choose my associates.
Associates?
Yes, my friends, the women I date, whoever I marry. Are we clear?
Married?
Don't get carried away now. I'm extremely selective. And what makes you think you even make the cut?
Dabble wherever you wish, my darling, but marriage...
Nobody dabbles with me.
Young lady, I'm going to ask you to leave.
How dare you dismiss a friend of mine?
Nicholas, have you forgotten who you are?
Not at all. But apparently you have.
It's another dream. Elena?
Yeah, Nicholas was there with a girl I didn't recognize. He was arguing with Helena. I've never seen him that angry.
What were they arguing about?
I don't know.
Was Nicholas holding his own?
I'm not sure. I think so. I'm gonna go watch for the boat.
Nobody hired you for family counseling.
Look, Spencer, I took this case on because Laura asked.
Yeah, well, I'm paying for your time, so keep your advice to yourself.
You know, frankly, I think she should stay at the beach, but it's her call, not yours, not mine.
Look, we're close to divorce, and you know that.
Last time I looked, you shared a couple of kids, which gives Laura a pretty big stake in this trial.
You stay out of this, Baldwin.
I'm gonna call her for the good of the case.
You do? And you can tell her you're off the case. I'll represent myself.
All right, this is what I do know. 2 of Sorrell's enforcers are following Xander's trail.
You know this for a fact?
Yes, you add the cops, you and Lucky, and you've got chaos. Somebody might get killed.
I disagree. I think the cops are 3 steps behind us, and I think that you're guessing about Sorrell's men.
I'm not. Trust me. Look, the more people involved, the more signals to get mixed. If Xander gets spooked, Emily gets hurt. You understand me?
I hear you.
All right, do you guys have enough cash to get back to Port Charles?
We've got it covered.
Just find Emily, okay?
I'll do my best.
So what now? The bus station?
I'm not going anywhere. You may initial my checks for the time being, but that's only a temporary arrangement.
Nicholas, until the day you turn 25...
I'm not going to turn into another person, and my memory will not fade. Cross me now, Helene, and you'll pay for it later. I promise you that.
Before you assume control of the Cassadine dynasty...
I am the heir to the title as well as the estate. You say you care about tradition? How is the heir traditionally treated?
I was only thinking of your well-being.
You might think of your own.
Dr. Colton, please call patient counseling. Dr. Colton, please call patient counseling.
You mind telling me what that was about?
A twisted old woman rooted in the past.
How did she get to be the executor of your
My
estate?
grandfather's will.
So who is she, some old family friend?
No, Helena's never had a friend a day in her life. But unfortunately, she is my grandmother.
Oh my God, you're kidding. And I thought my family was a pain.
Yeah, well, mine's stuck in the 17th century.
So that dynasty stuff was literal? And the title, what is that, Sir Nicholas? Count Nicholas?
Prince.
That wasn't a joke.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a little unusual, but it beats being a frog.
Oh, that's... If you want to leave, I'll understand, but I'm in this till Emily's safe.
Well, I'm in as long as you are. What about everything Jason just said?
Yeah. Jason's entitled to his opinion.
He's pretty experienced, though, don't you think?
You don't think Jason could be wrong?
No, Lucky, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying, Elizabeth? That you agree with him?
So you realize that if AJ tries to leave here, that we'll have to restrain him.
Okay, well, if that's what it takes to keep him here.
He's gonna feel a lot worse than he does right now.
Yeah, I know.
72 hours of misery, but in the end, he's gonna be on the road to recovery.
For how long?
We never know.
It's a start. I'll sign him in.
Okay, I'll call Psych and I'll get the paperwork rolling.
Please tell me that we are doing the right thing.
Well, he's proven that he's a danger to himself, Monica. We don't have any other hope.
72 hours of unmitigated hell.
It's horrible, but I got through it and so will he.
I mean, we are stepping right into his nightmare. The parents that kick him when he's down.
We're not kicking him, we're just trying to save his life.
Is he going to understand that? Is he going to just hate us for the rest of his life?
I'd rather see him hate us than watch him die.
Where did the rest of them go?
Oh, your parents, they just went
Oh,
around.
Hannah's. There were a few here before.
Looks like things are looking up already.
More Hannah's. World's a better place.
You're charming and you're so smart, AJ. die.
Please don't touch that door.
You okay?
Unfit for public consumption.
Internet subscribers would disagree. I'm sorry. That's the last thing you need.
The last thing I needed was just callously ripped from me. Do you know that I'm no longer a consultant to Luke's defense?
He didn't fire you, did he?
As of tonight, I'm a witness for the prosecution.
A hostile witness, you mean.
Hostile and invisible. I'm never going to be called to the stand. This is just one of Dara's cute little tricks.
You can still consult Scott, can't you?
Where? From the parking lot?
Well, when court adjourns.
Eddie's angel spreads wings after dark.
I see what you mean.
No rock and roll angel on Baldwin's shoulder. DA plucks angels' legal wings.
Okay, so it's not great. But there are other cases.
For a lingerie lawyer, my credibility is shrinking so fast it'll be smaller than my teddy.
What if you had a way to reverse the process? Something easy and arguably pleasant.
Sign me on.
I will. As soon as Emily returns.
You know, if you keep firing me, I'm just gonna quit.
Works for me.
Okay, fine. Let's do it your way. Let's let the media get a hold of it. Laura will see it on TV. She'll fly back from North Carolina, and she'll make an entrance at the trial.
What are you trying to prove
I'm
here?
trying to prove that you didn't kill Cassadine, dummy.
You don't need my wife to do that.
You see, Laura and Cassadine had a history, all right? So if she thinks you're innocent, that counts to the public and to the jury. Do you get it?
What I get is that you're willing to use Laura for public relations, and you don't care that it tears her apart.
Laura is strong.
Yes, she is. But everybody's got a limit, and she's reached hers. This whole thing. Otherwise, she wouldn't have gone away. This possible death of Stephens, our probable divorce, the whole mess with Lucky. I mean, everybody's got their limit.
She can handle it.
I won't let her do it.
You know what? It's not your decision to make. So for once in your miserable, stinking life, Spencer, give Laura the respect that she deserves.
Are you turning this into a contest between you and Jason, and I'm the judge?
No. I just want to know how you feel.
Lucky, I love you.
I know. But do you trust me?
With my life.
Then you agree. We should stay.
Let me ask you something. Do you honestly believe Jason needs us here? Or are you doing this to show you're okay?
Well, some of this is about me. I'd be lying to you if it wasn't. Emily is my friend. And you're my heart. I would never, ever put you in danger to prove a point. And I understand if you think I'm kidding myself about Helena, still having control over me like a puppet.
Hey, you're nobody's puppet. You're my Lucky.
If you still want to leave...
Do you think I can help by being here?
Yeah, I do.
Well, then tell me what I can do.
You got your swimmers and runners, and you've got your boxers, and you got your drinkers. That's me.
What's the prize?
Joy of competing.
Not competing, you mean?
Jason's corner of the high dive. Ned's got the long distance thing, and I'm the champion of vodka.
Vodka almost killed you. And this time you managed to survive. Are you going to give vodka another shot? Or are you ready to turn this around?
Ready. I think. Maybe.
is it.
Well, at least one of our children is safe. 72 hours, anyway.
Emily. I'm sorry. She should have been the first thing I asked about.
You're entitled.
Thanks.
It's a basic human right.
Well, now I feel much better.
Perspective is a shifting thing. Like tonight. We'll go over to my place, and you'll be amazed how it changes your point of view.
That's a good plan.
But no reaching for your phone.
How did you
No
know?
phones allowed. I know you.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna listen to my messages, and then I'm gonna turn the machine off. Everything will be off.
You're unbelievable. Like greetings from Dara?
No, Chloe checked in, and I missed it. Darn.
At least we know she's okay.
Have you followed through on the message?
Ms. Morgan contacted Ms. Davies' voicemail to reassure her friends she is safe and sound.
Good. Should we review my instructions for the supply boat crew?
Everyone is fully prepared.
Our captors must be convincing. It's critical to the project, you understand? And put another man on my mother.
But, sir, you already have 3.
I want Helena monitored every moment of every day. My nephew will be protected. If I have to return from the dead.
I'm ordering you. Leave Laura out of this.
Well, like it or not, she's a part of this. You two are connected for life.
You work for me!
Yeah, well, she's the one that signed me up while you were playing hide and seek with Interpol. For some reason, she happens to care about you, and even you can't stop that.
Well, I can stop you.
Yeah, you can, Spencer. You can fire me, but I'm not going to deceive a lifelong friend.
You're stepping way up in class to call my wife your friend, pal.
Clean up, Spencer. I'll see you tomorrow.
You leave Laura out of this, you understand? Otherwise, you're off this case!
On the next General Hospital.
It's okay if you go to Luke's trial today.
You won't get away with this.
Look, we're trying to
Then
help
get
you.
me a drink.
If you want to have breakfast with me, why don't you just ask?
We did.
Cast your votes in the Cyber Soap Awards, only at abc.com.
This week,
Who is my father?
Kevin wants to find out.
I have some questions.
Well, let's put our heads together and come up with a solution to this problem.
This whole situation, Lucy, is a lot more complicated.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know what this means, Lucy.
Don't you need to know?
Is he getting closer to the truth? Don't miss Port Charles, ABC Daytime.